So what foods should you eat? It's advisable to select nutrient-dense foods throughout your training regimen, obviously. Although junk food might seem tempting for meeting calorie goals, it's not conducive to peak performance, okay? So an ideal marathon training diet should maintain a well-rounded composition encompassing ample portions of whole grains, fruits, vegetables, lean proteins, and healthy fats, okay? Examples of lean protein: 5% fat mince, you got fillet steak, some sirloin steak, chicken, turkey mince, or just turkey in general. Healthy fats, you got your eggs, you got your avocados, you've got your animal fats. Just a couple of examples. It's important to make sure that you're eating more calories while training, obviously, because you're burning a lot of training and your body needs those calories to recover adequately. But eating more of the wrong foods can actually slow you down. So when your fuel is cleaner, less processed, and overall healthier, you'll find improvements in your performance. Okay? It's like, imagine, this is the car analogy. Imagine a car, sports car. You're the sports car. You're the athlete that's training for a marathon. If you give that car shoddy quality fuel, your basic unleaded, it's probably not going to perform at its best. But if you give it that super unleaded, that premium unleaded, it's going to use that a lot more efficiently and effectively because it's high quality fuel. It's going to perform at its peak like it's supposed to. So that's how your body should work. Consider yourself a sports car and fuel it correctly. So when training for a marathon and, when living life in general, I suppose you should avoid sugary drinks, spicy foods, deep fried foods, and highly over-processed foods. Okay, so there's a difference between processed and like ultra-processed foods, all right? It's best to know the difference. Ultra-processed foods being those with like 30 ingredients on the package, like Rustler's burgers, for example, probably not best. But I mean, you get processed foods like some like protein yogurts and all that sort of stuff, but generally, not considered junk food, but still technically processed foods, but not ultra processed. Okay, so they're not as bad for you. These foods are not going to be very easy on your stomach, especially spicy foods. So best not to eat that before a big run the next day. And they take more time to digest. Okay, because a lot of fried foods, for example, they're very oily, lots of fats. They're going to be, slow digesting, and your body's got to break down all the ultra processed foods if you do eat that as well, because it's not like whole foods. It's not like, it's kind of, what is this? It's not particularly used to it. Okay, so cheat days and staying sustainable. Okay, small section. Having a cheat day once in a while most likely does not harm your performance or undo all the hard work you have done. Once a month may be a good recommendation if you like, but if you must have a cheat day. But once a week is probably not advisable because it's going to like disrupt your routine, and it's hard to kind of like maintain a diet and see the kind of benefits that you want from the diet if you're having like a really, gluttonous cheat day once a week. For example, overindulging on a cheat day, like the day before, like a long run of the week, it's not going to be conducive to like peak performance. For example, if your diet is sustainable, meaning you're going to find healthy options and healthy alternatives to unhealthy foods. For example, you're ensuring you eat adequate calories and don't starve yourself, and conduct research into tasty but also healthy foods. You should not need a cheat day, okay? For example, I eat dark chocolate, peanut butter, full-fat Greek yogurt, and granola every day. I've had that every day for like the past like 5-6 months when I've been doing my training. I monitor my portion sizes, obviously, and I don't like overindulge. And I eat these foods every day because I enjoy them. They're really nice and they help me sustain my diet. Like, it's peanut butter, it's dark chocolate, okay? I just don't overconsume them. I have them in my like protein oats in the morning, and I have them in my granola bowl with my Greek yogurt and granola in the evening. Like twice a day for months. But I monitor my calorie intake and my portion sizes to make sure I'm not over consuming. Okay. But then again, I am training for a marathon. So generally my calorie intake is going to be higher than most people's. Okay. So it's important to know how many calories you're burning and how many calories you can therefore intake. Thank you very much for viewing this clip. I do hope it has aided in your journey to achieve optimum living. If you have enjoyed it, please go check out the full-length podcast episode. The link will be in the description below, or you can click right there. Goodbye.